Now, St. John's, I'm probably sure, is probably the only school in Western region with smokeless kitchen. There's no smoke in our kitchen.
Amazing.
We use a high-tech, what do you call it, oven that uses firewood, but there's no smoke. So our kitchen ladies, they are now working in a healthy environment. That's awesome. And you can see it. And I invite all the OCN, just stop by St. John's and look at the St. John's kitchen. The kitchen they cook for the student is smokeless.
Discussers, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to have a very short conversation with Mr. Joseph Honey, popularly known as Joe Honey. I mean, he's the global alumni president of this great institution, St. John's School. Amazing. Sir,
Hello.
Your 70th anniversary just happened. It just ended, I think, last week.
Yes.
And before the anniversary, the school, it wasn't looking like this. Now, right now, so much has changed around here that I want us to have a conversation about. But before that, I'd like to know when you got into this school, the year you enrolled here as a student of St. John's School.
Okay. Thanks for having me here. Yeah. Well, I enrolled in this school 1977. I was in Form 1. That's 1A. I think the school has transformed. Some of our classrooms is right here. Has been turned into offices.
Yeah. So this was a classroom?
Yeah. 1A, 1B, 1C was here. Yeah.
Wow.
So before, but now they are all offices, which means the school has grown. Yeah. So I came in the boarding house and left. I completed O-level 1982, and then I came back to the sixth form, completed 1984, went to KNUST. So
amazing. So, sir, do you remember who the head boy was when you got into Form 1? Or you didn't have head prefect at that time?
We did, but as a Form 1 student, I was floating through the school. I didn't even know what was going on. In all honesty, but I did remember my house prefect, Mr. Vaness, Senior Vaness. He was the house prefect. I was in house 2.
Amazing.
But I don't even remember the prefect at that time.
Or was there anything like bullying at your time?
Well, yeah, we did some. There was some homoing, and we all homoed. You know, seniors come around, collect, sardine or stuff like that, and then Gary, that kind of stuff. But, those of some of us had a co-influence because we had relatives, not a direct relative, but a distant relative in the school. So he was a senior. He was 2 years ahead of me.
Wow.
So I gave my provisions to keep some because there were so many seniors coming around, especially at the first week. Yeah, there was homoing and everything, but it wasn't as bad as some schools that I heard. I don't remember. Maybe they may have happened, but I don't remember. It was obvious that there were beating going on, like actual physical, like what it was. They let you kneel down, do this jump, run around, that kind of stuff, or punish you to weed. Yeah, those kind of things was what. Well, yeah, but not the physical abuse where it becomes bloody. No, it wasn't that violent. Yeah.
Wow. So it's a clue for you. I mean, the schools were engaging in that today. That it's not really cool. You can't do that.
No, you can't do it.
What we recently heard of on social media and all that. So I think it's something that we should take a look at. Yeah. I said, do you remember who the head of the school was?
Yeah, Mr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin. Yeah, Mr. Griffin is one of the head teachers. Yeah, when we were in Form 1, he was here, yeah.
And when you got to Form 3, who became the prefect?
The prefect.
Yeah, your batch. When you got to Form 3.
We went to upper 6, yeah. Well, I think we have Jacob Archery. He was my mate, yeah, he was the prefect, and George Grant was the assistant.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And they are still in Ghana here?
Well, the head prefect is in Tema, but George Grant is in UK.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So shout out to you both.
Yeah, they were great. They were great guys.
Did you take up any position?
No, I didn't, but I was more into sports. I was more into sports. So I did some shot put and I did some jumping, long jump, junior high jump and stuff like that. But I never really took up any position in the school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's amazing, eh?
It's really amazing how now you've become the president of the Global Alumni. It's really amazing.
Yeah, well, it's a testament because this whole thing came, as a result of my desire to unite my class. I started by uniting my class, calling them, and with the advent of the WhatsApp, we created a group, and I scouted the whole world for we are scattered all over the world.
Amazing.
So I started it, we organized it. Then also I got involved in All Saints in North America. North America, All Saints is a thriving organization where we hold 3-day conferences. 3-day conference.
Really?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we've been doing that for 6 years.
In person or online? Like a
No.
virtual conference?
We hire a hotel for ourselves. A whole hotel
Your school,
for
you are
ourselves.
joking, oh.
Yeah, North America All Saints, we hire a hotel. And we bring the strategy is that we bring the family together. So it's not the old boys alone. The family, your kids and your wives come.
Wow.
And they all come. So we do our All Saints and then the family gets to enjoy. Actually, the first one that was held in US, I was the organizer.
Wow.
So I organized the first thing in Houston, Texas. Yeah, and we did that. And then we moved to Atlanta, Rhode Island, Washington, D.C., Chicago. We keep moving.
In the name of St. John's brand.
All Saints, yeah. Nothing but All Saints. So, I would even like to say this. There are people from other schools who have even come to join us because of the camaraderie of the brothers. We have people from Adesada who have come to join us. 2 guys came last year. We have had Temasco. They come and book a hotel with us because some of them were Takoradi. They like to also fraternize because they have friends too who are from Takoradi. Wow. We have the last year we had one from GSTS. Yeah, who came and joined us. So please forget about all these fights about school. We are all together. We are all Western schools. Whenever we do stuff, we need to support each other. So we do that. I think we are mature. No more fighting. We don't need that.
Awesome. Now we're going to get more into that. But before, did you have a nickname on campus?
No, they tried, they didn't. But some of them, I choose not to. It wasn't very, friendly.
So who were the very people that were close to you, like people that you had that rapport with during your school day over here?
Well, for me, I think that I had a lot of friends, but I had study friends and I had friends I fool around with. So I had 2 different kinds of. So for most part, I really related to everybody. It's easy for me to flow into every category, whether they are the seriously religious people or the yeah. But I'm just an even keel, and I always relate to everybody. Awesome. Yeah, I did have a close friends that one is a doctor, one is an engineer over there, and I'm also an engineer. The 3 of us were kind of close. So that's what we did. But that was also for study. So we did a lot of studying together. That doesn't mean we were the greatest. There were other good students in our class too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then last month, 2023, July, we launched. You launched the 70th anniversary. Started the preparation for the 70th anniversary of the school. So how was it like? How was the preparation like?
Well, in all honesty, it was a little bumpy from the start because, there was a lot of work. When we came here, there was a lot of work to be done in the school. We saw that the classrooms were run, even some of the boards, the writing boards were, pretty much falling off. The dormitories were very bad, in a state that some of the washrooms were not being used by the students. It was just essentially closed because nothing worked. But as we launched the 70th, I think that it stirred up a revival in the Old Student Association. counting the fact that we had been meeting in America, Kumasi, Accra, and Takoradi. These were very vibrant All Saints. But we're all in the, in the elementary stages of coming together as we build. So with the 70th, it galvanized the association, to come together. And when we looked at all the work that what needed to be done, we started, as a core association, we wanted to remove the badly damaged dormitories and the classroom. But as time went on, other old students joined in. For example, the 1993, at the back of me was the infirmary. They rebuilt a new infirmary. My class, 1982, we did a library. We computerized the library. We had an electronic library. Others to 1984, they refurbished the whole kitchen. Now, St. John's, I'm probably sure, is probably the only school in Western region with smoke-less kitchen. There's no smoke in our kitchen. Amazing. We use a high-tech, oven that uses firewood, but there's no smoke. So our kitchen ladies, they are now working in a healthy environment. That's awesome. And you can see it. And I invite all the Ocean, just stop by St. John's and look at the St. John's kitchen. The kitchen they cook for the student is smokeless. And you don't have pieces of wood or anything lying around. I think that was a significant achievement.
Wow.
Others, others bound together and took up the labs. For example, the chemistry lab, the physics lab, and the biology lab. Yeah, I think 70, 79, 70, 78, 79. Yeah, they did most of the labs. I don't know all the topics, but each year group took a lab, and they were able to replenish it with the equipment and then renovate the whole lab too. Some year groups, I think the 94, took up the top bunch of classrooms and renovated them all. The beauty of it is that all of us came together, and there is almost every building in St. John's has been touched by an old student. There were no incentives or any funding from the government. Everything you see on St. John's campus, which is every building that has been touched, was done by old students. And in all honesty, maybe there's an opportunity for me to thank those. This was far beyond my wildest dream. I dreamt, but this is bigger than my dream. So I really thank the old students from coming from all over the world. I live in the United States. There are people from the United States who contributed, from Australia, from Europe, from Ghana, from everywhere. Awesome. So I really appreciate and thank the old students for, making it work for the 70th anniversary. Everybody is proud of what we accomplished here in St. John's.
Amazing. Well, it's obvious that this is a very vibrant fraternity, a group. But could it also be, or let me put it that way, could it be that there are others too who are alumni of this school, but they don't have the urge to be part of the association, like the Old Student Association? If you call on them, they don't want to respond.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious that we are not All Saints is not perfect. We do have people, we have naysayers. We have people who even didn't think this was going to be possible, so they didn't bother until they came and they saw it. And I think that they've now been turned believers of supporting the association. But we do have people who feel like, especially some people who feel like, okay, well, they didn't have a good experience in school. Either they were homoed, they were bullied. It happens in every school. Or they didn't have the right connections in terms of friendship and stuff. We have people like that. But, when I became right before I became a prayer, I spent some time going to all universities, pretty much all universities, from Takoradi University, Cape Coast, Maritime, UPS, Legon, Ho, Kumasi, Koforidua, and then, not Koforidua, Sunyani, and then I went to all the universities.
You put in that work looking for
All students. Yeah, I went there. Every university I mentioned, I went there. yes, I went there. And I'm telling you, I've been there. I went to all the schools, yeah. And the only reason why I went there was to try to encourage them in the Austin that, there's value in it. And my message was very simple. Look, you may have had good or bad experience in the school, but that doesn't mean that, you should not join the association. The association, as I said, and this is the principle we used in creating the chapter in America. And thanks to Senior Charles Owuba, who's my mentor. I always mention him. That guy is awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. But he told us that, let us unite first, take care of ourselves, and we'll take care of the school. And that's what happened. So my message was simple. Unite, let's network. You don't know what the old student is going to do. If you are isolated, you are angry, sitting somewhere, you don't want to belong to anything. You are cutting yourself short. I didn't go there asking for money. I went there on my own accord, not even on the association. It was my personal journey to try to unite them before I became a president. And the message was simple. Let's get together. When you finish school, there is always an opportunity to network with Austrian. What if you go to an interview and there's an Austrian there? What if you open a business and you want clients? An Austrian can refer you. There's more to an Austrian than just collecting money and fixing the school. Yes, St. John's is probably one of the big examples of a school that all students have contributed to fix the school, because we touched every building, every facility here, we touched it. So that is not a problem. But what unites us is that we love each other. We see each other. We can interact with each other, and that's what I believe is the key. We don't partition ourselves into year groups and stuff. We have chapters. So I have a senior who was here and left long before I got here, but now he's my friend. He's invited me to lunch this afternoon. And he's not somebody that I interacted when I was in school, but through this Alumni Association, I interacted with. So there's opportunity to get to know and to network. That is the key, not forcing people to pay money to fix the school. No, that wasn't our aim. But when the time came, because we are connected, it was easy to ask a friend to hey, can you contribute? Hey, can you? And that's the story of St. John's School.
So, are you the first president of this fraternity?
There are heroes way ahead of me.
Wow.
There is Mr. Pai, there is Mr. Asan, and there is Dr. Benya, who has a lab overland. He sponsored this lab. Wow. And then from Dr. Benya, there's me. So I've had heroes.
Wow.
And all throughout, everybody chatted, it's the part of the old student. We did I think some of the things I even forgot to mention. St. John's School is probably the only school in Western region with a soccer field with sprinklers. We have sprinklers in our soccer field. It happened on the Dr. Benya. The basketball, the nice basketball, was first built by under Dr. Benya, also from the old students. So all the old students, the old student president, everybody did his part. And I also came here. So all this you see, it happened on my time, but there are heroes ahead of me.
Listening to what you are saying, it's you are so much passionate about the school, because you're talking about moving from one region to another, encouraging all students of the school to come together and all that. What has the school done for you?
What has the school done for me? Well, I mean, for me personally, I'm talking about personally. When I left the school, well, it wasn't much. I was more involved in my career. I started as an engineer. I live in the United States, and I didn't really care much about the ocean. So I came, I think I started probably about a little over 10 years ago when I came for the 60th and I saw what was happening. And that was when, you know, the passion just grew. Wow. And for me, I think that maybe I'm also interested in organizing. That's why in North America, I organized the first conference in North America. I'm talking about Canada, US. Yeah, they did it in Houston. I organized. So it felt like I felt like you know, there's a need to some of us come and then help the school. The school has given us so much. Ghana has given us so much. I grew up in Ghana. It's given us so much. So if you have had an opportunity to be somewhere, you know, you should also give back. So that was what you know, we talked about. I mean, a circle of friends, and then others too were also talking. So it was like maybe it was an era. It was an era that we thought that, hey, let us all come together, because we are having different conversations in different regions. Let's be mindful. St. John's Ocean has started way back, but every time it started, somehow it didn't survive. But this time, it did, because I think that we all felt it's a collective group of people who all felt that, hey, let's give back to the school. And so I got positive encouragement from people. Others encouraged me. We encourage others, and that's how it all started.
So why was this 70th anniversary so important? Why was it important?
First of all, it's a milestone. And we feel like, you know, those of us who were here in the glory days, I was probably at the tail end of the glory days of St. John's in the past. When we came and we saw the school, seeing everything was run down, it was something we couldn't take.
What was the glory day?
The glory days in the 70s. You know, St. John's has a history. We had the MC, Matthew chapter 5, the band, the school band.
Called Mighty Chapter 5.
Yeah, MC5. It was a full-fledged band. We were the first student group who went on GBC to play for the nation.
St. John's School.
St. John's School. We had, and a lot of professional musicians have come through MC5. For your information, right behind the building, North America has put together a music stage, pavilion. All by the ocean. We built a whole new pavilion that we are reviving, the MC5. So there's going to be concerts in St. John's School. I'm talking about professional pavilion. I wish you could capture the picture. Yeah, you will see it. So it's important to us. And it has always been part of us. Then you talk about basketball. We had legends who played basketball. At some point, you know, there used to be a talented group of people called the academicals. We practically filled the whole basketball team from St. John's. So St. John's has a history, serious history. And it's my duty to make the world know that St. John's is not the school you see right now. So we are reviving it. And we start with the music pavilion.
Awesome.
Things are going to, you are going to see great things coming. Our library is an electronic library. It's not stuff with books. We stuff with computers that we are doing. So we are doing so many and it's not just buying computers. I'm telling you, it's a library. It's not just computers there. So there are a whole lot of things we are doing to bring back the glory days and then make it relevant to this educational atmosphere we are in, and also try to, you know, instill in the students, you know, they need to also diversify, look at other ways. It's not only academic, social, and then with the new form of what do you call it, intelligence, the emotional intelligence, we are teaching people to diversify, because academics alone is not going to make you prosperous. It's when you devise, you look at other things, music, art, whatever you have, to build you a totally full personality.
Awesome.
So thank you.
So were you able to achieve the aim, the expectations of the anniversary? Were you able to have the alumni to come, especially those from the 70s, 80s, to come for the event?
All I can say, I tell you, this exceeded far beyond my wildest dream. There were some people, seniors I haven't seen for years. Some I didn't even know. Some were coming here in walking sticks. They were old students coming here in walking sticks, and there were young ones. So I think it touched every generation. So I believe that everybody, and the whole place was full. It was raining in the morning. It was a challenge. But you know, old students, that's why I take off my hats to the old students, you know, hats off to the old students. You know, they came in their numbers, even though it was raining. They did come in the morning, but afternoon it was okay for us to do it. There were old students standing in drizzling rain. And it's like, they don't have to be here, but they love this for the love of the school.
Awesome.
We love St. John's School, I tell you.
Viam parentis.
Yes.
So, sir, now a lot are watching the video. They are probably not a part of this school. They also belong to some other school. And they've been able to position themselves in a certain stage in life that they can give their substance back to their school, but they don't have any reflexes to give. Because just as you said, sometimes they feel like they've been bullied or a certain teacher didn't do something for them, so they are so much. What advice do you have for them?
I tell you what, you know, no matter the circumstances, nobody has had a perfect life. And some of us are still struggling through life. Some of us don't have jobs. Some of us don't. But in all, you know, there's I think there's one command that the universe gives to all of us. You know, show love. Show, you know, your desire to help people. You don't have to come and build a library for your alma mater. The little that you give, even if it's 100 cedis that you give, if 1,000 people give 100 cedis, what do you have 100 times? You could build a library. So don't look at it that you have to come and put your name on something. And little, all this work that we did. There are so many. I've seen donations. Some people donated 100 cedis, but it's for the love of the school. Some people donated 48,000 cedis. I've seen 50,000. It's for the love of school. We equally respect them and we acknowledge them. So don't think that anything is small or anything it has to be this way or that way. They are all the same. We have an archive of all of them. Everybody who donated will be honored, whether you donated 100 or 50. Yes, I'm sure there are some who are platinum givers and their names are going to. So you will see their names as you go. You see the names of all the donations that are coming. I think it's okay, you know, for you to donate and have your name there. After all, one day, who knows, your grandkids are going to be here. And they will see, oh, is that grandfather? I said, nah, that's nice. But what if your grandkids come and then they see all these names around and you tell me you went to St. John's, but yet you don't have a name here, you know? I think it's a little bit difficult to explain, although I know you don't have to. But it'd be nice to have your name on campus. And I encourage other schools to do the same. Donate to your school, put your name there, let them know that, you know, you have a heart for the next generation. I don't have a kid in St. John's. All the stuff that I do, I don't have a kid here. I built a what do you call it? A well and a water tank over here. I personally did it for the school. I don't have a kid here, but I feel like we need to help the next generation. Look, no one is going to help us until we help us. Don't look for help from what do you call it? United States, Europe, or China, or everything. We need to help ourselves, especially those who are outside. Please organize yourself and help the school. If everybody helps a little, that helps the whole, you know, the whole universe as a whole.
Awesome.
So be in a spirit of giving.
How do you foresee this school in the next 10 years? The brand St. John's School. How do you foresee it in the next 10 years?
I think that I think that St. John's, the St. John's, and especially the Old Saints Association, we made a mark. We achieved a milestone far beyond what we have accomplished, and it's up to us to move forward with it, especially the leadership. And I think that from after what happened, we have groups, WhatsApp group and other social groups, and from the information that are coming, all students are ready and rally to help the leadership, okay, to be able to move to the next step. We are talking about maintaining this whole facility. There's been suggestions to, you know, divide it into groups so that, you know, we'll maintain it. Because this is actually, we celebrated our 70th anniversary in the 71st year. 4 years from now, there's going to be the 75th anniversary.
You celebrate it too.
75th.
You celebrate the 75th.
We will celebrate. No, I wouldn't be in the leadership. I wouldn't be in it. But I'm sure there are competent people who are going to have the same passion as me, and I'm going to support them, and we're going to celebrate the 75th
awesome.
in a grand style. So we are already looking at the 75th, where, you know, we will actually build upon what we have achieved.
Sure.
So definitely there's continuity, not only from the leadership, even from the populace. You know, they are all looking to, you know, maintain it.
Sure. So do you have a word for the continuing student and those who are yet to join the school, enroll in St. John's School?
Yeah, for the continuing student, I tell you what, as an old student, I have benefited from being an old saint. And I always emphasize on the fact that, you know, you benefited by being in the Old Saints Association. There is networking, whether it's career, whether it's problems that you're facing, or whatever you have. There are people in there to help you. We talk to each other. This is something you can't ignore. So as you go through this school, look to be part of it. When you are part of the Old Student Association, what happens is that, you know, the love for the school comes back. I'm not even going to stress on coming to help the school. Whilst you are part of the Old Student Association, you will see the love and the need to help the school. That's the advice I give. And I give it to you, and I give it to those who are now coming to St. John's. And especially the new ones that are coming. I know that some people choose schools because of name, because of whatever, reputation and everything. St. John's is a hidden jewel. If you come here, you will see. I'll advise every young student and then every parent, before you choose a school, come to St. John's and see what the school stands for and what the old students are helping the school to achieve. We are a technologically savvy school. For example, in St. John's, we have teachers' conferences where we the old students bring experts to come and train the teachers. We do all these things in St. John's. Probably most schools don't do it. So all I'm going to tell you guys is that take that opportunity, come to St. John's, come and ask questions. Come and see what's happening in St. John's and then make up your own decision. Awesome. But I believe when you come here, you are going to enjoy it. One other thing that I would like to make, and this is specifically for all students and philanthropic guys, we are going to renovate one building, that is our church. We need to do some upgrading. So I'm taking this opportunity to appeal to all students that, the church that was built by Brother Raymond, we're going to upgrade it as well. So that wasn't part of our skill. But now that we're done with the school, the buildings, the classrooms, this is what we are going to do next. So expect an appeal from you. This is for the church, St. John's School.
So if you're a leader of any alumni group, or you are head of any high school institution watching this, I'm pretty sure by now you made a lot of notes and you now know how to go about mobilizing your people for your institution too. This is my time here with Mr. Johonny, the Global Alumni President for St. John's School.